right, tell us what happened here tonight.
On Friday, October 11th, at about 9:31 p.m., about 2.5 miles from here, we actually had an elderly female that was a victim of a carjacking. She described to us that she actually had 3 black males approach her, 2 armed with handguns, and they basically took her car by force. Police Officer Hudson was actually working in a secondary employment capacity at a car dealership on Cassett Avenue. He was listening to his police radio when he actually heard, he gained information from the officer that was taking the report from the female that was carjacked, and he learned that, he learned the description of the car, the license plate number, and as he was working secondary employment, he actually saw the car drive by. He got behind the car, basically confirmed that it in fact was the carjacked vehicle that was taken from the elderly female. He proceeded to get behind it. He started to activate his emergency equipment to conduct a traffic stop, at which time you'll see right behind me the house here at 1340 Lakeshore Boulevard. The car started to go, failed to stop when the officer activated his emergency equipment. The car turned into a lot abruptly and stopped. The suspect actually got out of the car. And remember, this is a carjacked vehicle where you had 2 suspects that were actually armed during the carjacking. At this time, when the traffic stop was conducted, there was only 1 individual in the car. When he stepped out of the car, he turned towards the officer. The officer was commanding him to surrender. However, he did not. He actually turned towards the officer, what's being described as a threatening manner, by blading his body. The officer fired his weapon at him 4 times. The suspect was not struck by any gunfire. He actually fled, continued to run through the wooded area back there. A K-9 unit responded, a perimeter was established, and the suspect was taken into custody. We are still conducting the investigation. The officers, I think I've already told you, is Officer B.A. Hudson. He's actually a 22-year veteran with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and this is actually his 5th officer-involved shooting. Any questions?
Administrative leave pending?
No, we did not. Usually with that, it's one of those things that if they're involved in a shooting where a suspect is struck, they're automatically placed on admin leave, but at this time he has not been placed on admin leave.
There were 2 suspects when the woman was carjacked a couple miles from here?
What we're being told now, remember this is preliminary information right now, there was actually 3 suspects that were involved in the carjacking, and we have this 1 suspect that's in custody. I don't have the charges that he's going to be charged with at this time. There's actually some other incidents that happened around this time frame, and our robbery unit's actually following up on those to determine if there's any other more crimes that this individual is responsible for.
But no other suspects from the carjacking? No
other suspects have been, yes, that's correct. No other suspects have been arrested.
Do you have an age or description on the person you do have in custody?
I know he's a male and he's 17 years old.
Name that you're releasing tonight?
Not at this time. I don't want to do that because we're still following up on the other investigations that might be related to this.
Can you tell us the situation of the carjacking? Was the woman inside somewhere at a shopping center? How did that happen?
No, she was actually at her home and had gotten out of her car, at which time the suspects approached her.
So the car actually crashed?
No, as you'll see behind me, the car it just turned into that lot, and the way you see it, there's actually a trail that kind of goes through there, and the car just stopped abruptly.
Any other questions?
Did you recover a weapon?
No, no weapon has been recovered.
All right. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
You.